Good morning, everybody. Lisa, I want you to look at this. Let me beat my hair out. Look at that. It's a piece of chocolate pie. And so, to celebrate chocolate pie, let me show you what I did. I fixed to go to Bethany Gold today, and I made this chocolate fudge pie. And it's in your recipe book, and it is so good, y'all. And I'm not going to cut it till I get there, and I'm going to cut it in little bitty pieces so everybody can have some. But anyway, I wanted to show you something. In that chocolate fudge pie that's in your recipe book, I put pecans in mine. And I wanted to talk to you about this because I get the big box. But do you see where it says on there? Let me find it. Perishable, keep cool and dry. What I do is I keep these in this box in my freezer. So when I want to use it, here's what I do, because it really makes it handy. This particular box, they're already cut up, and they're in a plastic bag to keep them fresh. See there? And they're cut up like this. They're already cut. So what I did, I made this like that pie last night. And I had to hurry to get it done because it was getting late. And this thing starts today at 11 o'clock, so I knew that I didn't have time this morning to get it all done with all my other stuff. But when you get this box, don't just leave it out on the counter. Close it up good, and just stick this right in your freezer. And when you do, you'll have it, whether it's to go in a congealed salad or a pie or just eat or on the top of ice cream or whatever you want. It's already cut. Just reach your hand in there and it's done. All right, so here's what we're going to do this morning. I'm going to make, I'm making two pies. I made this one last night and somebody sent me this pretty pie plate. But anyway, and I also made the pie crust that's in here. So now I'm going to make an egg custard pie. And so I'm taking two pies to the function today. So let's get on making the egg custard. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make our pie crust if you don't already have one. And here it is. So I want you to screenshot this. I'm going to hold it still for you, because this is a great pie crust. And it's not in your recipe book. But if I ever do another recipe book, it'll be in it for sure. So screenshot that so you'll have that just in case. Okay, that was long enough. All right, the first thing I'm going to do, I made this up last night. This is the pie crust. And you can push it right in your pan. I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit like this. Put it in my pan and I'm going to press it out real quickly into the sides like that. Because you could make, when it says on that recipe, you could make it directly in your pan. That's exactly what it means. You can make it directly in your pan. You do not have to roll it out. If it seems a little sticky when you do it, then add a little flour. If it seems a little bit dry, add a little bit more of that milk that I told you to put in there. All right. Yes, I'm in a hurry. Hannah's supposed to be over here in a few minutes, and I'm trying to get this pie in the oven. I'm not worried how pretty it is. I'm just worried how good it's going to taste. Take your thumbs and press it around. You want it about the same thickness. Now, this pie crust says it's for one pie, but I have found that if you make that pie crust, it'll make two pie crust. Because I made this last night, and I made one. That's got it in it too. The chocolate, it's got this same crust in it. I made the chocolate, and I saved this one. I've got to back my sweater on, y'all. It's cold, and I saw on the news this morning that you people in the north, y'all are going to have another snow. Heck, it may be snowing for Easter. We may have to look for Easter eggs in the snow, haven't we? I was out in my yard the other day doing a little work and raking around and stuff, and you know what I found? a plastic Easter egg from last year or the year before. I don't know which. All right, I think that's about ready. All right, what I'm going to do, I've got my oven set on 350. I am going to let this sit in the oven a minute while I'm mixing up my custard. And that way, it'll kind of get a jump start. All right, that looks pretty good. I don't want any holes in it. Let's see if I got a hole right there. Y'all take your time. You don't have to be in a hurry like me. You can make your crust a lot prettier than I can. I'm just trying to get out of the kitchen. All right, I'm gonna fix to pop this in the oven just for a minute or two while I can get this other part done up. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put in 4 eggs. These are large eggs. You can do this with your little hand mixer if you'd like to. It'll probably make it better. I don't want to have to get it out this morning. I'm just going to do everything by hand. I'm going to fix this up real good now. All right, now we're going to put in half a cup of sugar. Let's see if this is a half a cup over here in my little thing here. Here's a 1/4 of a cup. I'll put 2 of those in there. That'll be the same thing. 1, 2. Half a teaspoon of salt. That's a 1/4. I don't know where my half is. It fell off of there, I reckon. So I'll put 2 of these. That'll give me a half a teaspoon of salt. Isn't it something that you put salt in sweet stuff, but it really draws out the flavor, doesn't it? Okay, we want to put a teaspoon of vanilla. Let me get out a measuring plate because we're going to need it. So I'll just go ahead and get it out. We're going to put in a dash of nutmeg. Why don't we measure? Let's put in a 1/4 of a teaspoon. That's all we want. Nutmeg's pretty strong, so we don't want much. All right, now let me look at my recipe, see if I've got it all. I've got my teaspoon of vanilla, my half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of sugar, and 4 eggs. Now we're going to put in our milk. We're going to put in milk. 2½ cups. I'm using whole milk. This is 2 cups, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, there's my 2 cups. All right, let's put in another half a cup. And that's a half a cup. Woo! All right, let's get this going now. I hope that's enough eggs. Something tells me it's not, and I don't know why it tells me that, but it tells me. So I'm putting in another one. I'm scared of that 4 eggs. I'm gonna do 5. because that's what makes your stuff firm up, your eggs. I'm going to do 5. I'm going to see how it turns out. I'm just kind of nervous about that 4 eggs. All right, I'm about through. I'm going to pop it in the oven, and then I'm going to turn the oven off. And when it comes out, I'll show you. We'll talk about whether we needed 4 eggs or 5. I may have messed up, but I'm just going by my intuition. All right, that gave our pie a little bit of a jump start there. It's going to come over the top of this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just bring it up as high as it needs to come, and then I'll put the other in a casserole dish or something. And I'll eat it later. Okay. I think this would have made 2 pies, y'all. Or it looks like it to me. Woo, that's hot. What am I thinking? Oh, my goodness, Brenda Gantt. You had that thing in the oven, didn't you? All right, let's see. It is now 20 minutes till 10. Let's see how long it cooks. I'm going to put this in a casserole dish and we'll just make a custard. Let's see what I can find. Let's do this one. I probably need to butter it just a little bit. Since it's not going to have a crust on it. Let's just put a little butter in there. And we'll have a part of a custard without a crust, because I hadn't got time now to make another crust. So what we'll do is we'll pour it in here. We don't want to waste it. And we'll stick this in the oven and let it cook too, okay? All right. I'll be back in a minute. Y'all, I've made it. I'm here. I wanted to show you the pie. Here's the custard pie, and you see how it's set up right there. There's always been some people get some pieces out of it, and that's fine. And then here's my chocolate one. And then somebody else brought the coconut cake, and I'm not sure what that kind of looks like lemon. And then this great dessert right here. So we got plenty of desserts today.